guys, and welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot readings from the heart. So today's reading is your 2015 year ahead reading, and this is for the zodiac sign of Capricorn. So Capricorn, just to let you know what I do, I choose 12 cards to represent each month of the year, okay? I'm not going to do the reading in terms of, you know, in January this will happen, in February this will happen, in March, and so on and so on. What I do is I cut the reading into 3-month segments, okay? So we're going to start off looking at what potentially could happen for you guys between the months of January to March, then April to June, then July to September, and then October to December, okay? So, and also just to let you know, I choose a 13th card, which will serve as your card to just really give the overall energy and gist of 2015. So here we go. The first 3 cards that came up for you guys to represent potentially what could happen between January and March 2015 are these. So we have the Hermit, the Strength card, and the 7 of Pentacles. Let me just change these 2 cards over actually. So I think potentially for some of you Capricorns in the month of January to March 2015, what potentially we could be looking at is that a lot of you guys are kind of in a very reflective mood. So for some of you guys, it might be that you're going a little bit inward. It might be a case of that you're kind of looking at your life and evaluating it and kind of just trying to find your way through not a situation, but more of trying to look at what it is that you want to achieve for the new year. So, and that's something I guess that many people do. We set New Year's resolutions and that type of thing. But I definitely think it's going to be a case of a lot of you guys kind of, you know, taking a bit of time out for yourselves and thinking inward. And I think for a lot of it, it's going to be sort of finding a light within the darkness, because there might be some lack of clarity going on there. So a lot of you might be at a point where you've reached maybe even a crossroads and you're thinking, where do I go from here in the new year? I know that I want to set changes, but I don't really know how to do that, and I'm kind of just taking this time out to think about my life and evaluate, you know, 2014 and where I go in 2015. The next card that we come upon is the Strength card, and this is all about, for me, this card is about taming your fears, okay? Because I know that if I were to see a big fat lion, you know what I mean, I'd probably run. But this woman here is kind of taming the lion, okay? She's taming that beast. She's taming that fear. And I think with the Hermit card, sometimes when we go inwards, you know, a lot of it is to do with fear, and a lot of it is to do with fear of change and fear of the unknown and fear of what's coming up. And I think the Strength card is telling you to be strong in those 3 months and to really kind of tame your fears and not be so analytical about stuff, but really to kind of go with the flow and to already look at what the things are that you have achieved and to carry on building on them. Because we have here the 7 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles is really a card about kind of taking stock of what you've achieved and seeing how you can build on that. So that's where I think the Hermit card comes in for a lot of you guys. It's taking stock. It's kind of sitting down and thinking about where you're going forward. And I certainly think that these cards really do kind of connect really well, because the 7 of Pentacles can also denote maybe looking at past failures and having a fear of failing again and having a fear of things going wrong. You know, you've come to a point where potentially for some of you guys, you started trying to build something up, whether that's emotionally or spiritually or in the materialistic world. And potentially for some of you guys, it could be a case of, you know, you're looking in January and you're thinking, where else can I go from here? You know, I'm a little bit of a crossroads and I don't really know where I'm going. But here it's saying in January, I think for some of you guys, that you're going to need to have strength, and you're going to need to tame that part of you that thinks negatively, or tame that part of you that has those fears, and really kind of look on the positive side and say, well, this is what I've built up. This is what I've been able to achieve in 2014, and I'm going to kind of just carry on building on that, rather than looking at things as if things are potentially going to crumble down, or potentially, you know, you've come to a standstill, or potentially you don't really kind of, you're confused about where to go going forward. So really, to me, saying to me between January and March, it's going to be very much about reflection, very much about introspection, very much about building your inner strength up, building up your confidence, and having confidence in yourself, really, to know that whatever it is that you're building, whatever it is that you're building up, that you can build on it even further. And I think for some of you guys in the months April through to June, we've got the Nine of Cups, the Star card, and the Emperor. So I'll just get these cards in order as well. Okay. So the Nine of Cups is all about wishes being fulfilled. This is commonly known as being the wish fulfillment card. It's about happiness, it's about contentment, it's about having potentially new friends come into your life. It's just really a really good card that denotes some form of satisfaction going on. So I certainly think for some of you guys, you know, if you do go through in the month of January to March a time of sort of reflecting on stuff and evaluating stuff, and you know, thinking where do I go from here, or how do I build on this, or how do I make my life even better going forward in 2015. I certainly think with the Strength card you're going to be building up or rebuilding that confidence and rebuilding that strength, that inner strength, and taming that side of yourself that can go towards the fearful aspect of your life. And I certainly think that when you come through that, you're certainly going to be feeling a lot happier, a lot more content, a sense of satisfaction. And I also think that with the Star card is all about joy and hope and happiness and satisfaction again. So you're certainly going to be feeling a sense of that, I believe, going on from April to June. And also we've got summer months coming up, so that's potentially going to raise your mood quite a bit as well. And we have the Emperor. The Emperor card really is kind of the male counterpart to the Empress. Both of these cards deal with nurturing and assurance and self-confidence, and being assertive. And certainly with the Emperor card, we're looking at potentially wealth, power, strength. We can relate that to the Strength card, confidence, fulfillment of ambition. So I certainly think that whatever it is that you guys are building up right from now, going forward into January and March, you're going to be building even further on that now. And I certainly think as well, maybe for some of you guys who are female, that if it's a case of that you're in a job, or you know, wherever you are, I suppose, that potentially somebody could potentially come into your life who is an authority figure. But I certainly think in terms of your personality, and in terms of, you know, your energy, and in terms of the things that you want to achieve, I would certainly say that a lot of you are definitely going to be building on that confidence, because the Emperor card really does denote feeling a lot more confident and self-assured and self-confident about your life and the way that things are going. And then it gets even better. This reading is a really, really good reading, I must say, for 2015 for you guys, Capricorn, because we're looking now at July to September 2015, and we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the World card. These are fantastic, fantastic cards to get in any reading. And I certainly think that in those in these cards, it's just really carrying on the theme of what's been happening in the last 6 months. You are going to be feeling a sense of comfort and enjoyment and prosperity, and certainly with the Emperor card we're looking at prosperity again there. And you know, in terms of finances, if this is relating maybe to a work or a business sense, it certainly means that again you're going to be quite affluent, quite successful in your financial endeavours. And to me, this was backed up again by the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is all to do with new opportunities coming in, but a lot of the time the new opportunities are really to do with career and work, and new enterprises on offer, new jobs potentially. So it could be, if you're self-employed, you're enjoying the fruits of your labour, you're doing really well financially, and then you're getting more projects coming in for you with the Ace of Wands. But certainly new enterprises are definitely on the horizon for you between the months of July and September. And then we've got the World card, and to me this is a card of fulfillment and completion. It just means to me that the world is yours for the taking. I think for you guys, you're going to be feeling really on top of the world. You're really going to be feeling like unstoppable, like, you know, you're on top of your game. Things are really, really going well for you. This to me looks like a real roller coaster. Not a roller coaster, but it looks like a real kind of, you know, it looks like a year that is non-stop to me. It just looks like that. When I look at these cards and I feel the energy of the cards, it really looks like it's a really kind of unstoppable year for you. You're unstoppable. You're just going from strength to strength. You know, there is that minor little blip in the beginning, between January and March, but that to me is soon overcome, because you're going to be feeling confident. You're going to be feeling that inner confidence, that inner assurity to know that, you know, you don't really have anything to worry about this year. You know, you just keep on going the way that you're going, and you're really going to get some success going on. The World card is fantastic in this reading. You know, you're fulfilling your heart's desire. There's lots of manifesting going on. There's lots of good things coming in for you, but you've got to keep on top of it. And this really looks like a real unstoppable year, 2015, with these cards. And the final 3 months of the year, and we're looking at October through to December. It's an interesting one, this is, because we've got lots of celebrations going on here with the Three of Cups. And I think this is just really going to be kind of celebrating what's gone on in the year, and maybe parties. And, you know, in October we've got things like Halloween, and then going into November we've got bonfire night. I don't know whether if you're American or from another part of the world, that if you celebrate bonfire night, it might be called Guy Fawkes night where you are, or something like that. I'm not sure, but there's lots of celebrations we know between the October and December months, including obviously Christmas. So there's going to be lots of celebrations. I think that a lot of you guys will be juggling a lot of things going on. So, you know, as I said, I feel that this is going to be an unstoppable year. I think that a lot of you are going to have to sort of take time to catch your breath, because you're going to be really just sort of going for it. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of juggling going on. Maybe that's home life, work life, you know, your family life, your love life. But I think it will be something that you enjoy. We do have the Eight of Swords as your final card in between October and December 2015. But I don't think it's that serious looking at all the other cards around it. I think that what this card is saying is that not so much that you feel trapped, that you feel really trapped. This card usually denotes feeling trapped, being bound to something, but I think it might be that you'll need to slow down. I think that this is what this card is saying to you, that by December you're going to need to slow down a bit, because the year has just been so filled with so many things, and so much good luck, and so much projects, and so much, you know, you've been on the go quite a bit, and you've really raised your game, and you're on top of your game, and things are really going well. I think by the end of the year you're going to be feeling slightly knackered, slightly tired, you know, slightly kind of like you're tied to so many things. Maybe lots of parties, lots of social gatherings, you're juggling your home life and your work life and that type of thing. That this card, the Eight of Swords, is really just saying it's time to slow down a bit, because it's the end of the year and you've really, really worked hard and you've really done well. That's the general gist that I'm getting for it. So your overall card is the Seven of Wands. This card represents the whole of the reading. And really what this card is saying to me, usually the Seven of Wands would talk about standing your ground, people being opposed to your ideas, having to fight opposition and this type of thing. But I think in terms of opposition, the only opposition would be you. The only opposition would be how you feel, potentially, at the beginning of the year. And any self-doubts or any fears or anything that you've got, what this card is saying for the whole of the year is, if you want to kind of have all of this success, then it comes down to you having your own self-belief. It's all about how far you can take yourself. If you are worried about anything, if you are allowing your fears to dominate you, you need to tame those fears, because this is all about, to me, not giving in to your fears in 2015. And to me, this card is saying, if you stand your ground, if you have self-belief, if you have your own sense of self-worth, and if you really believe in your own capabilities, and you get rid of that opposition, which is in your own internal fear, your own internal negativity, what you'll find in 2015 is you're going to have an absolutely fantastic year. I really believe that. I'm literally at the moment shaking from the excitement that I feel in these cards for you, Capricorn, because I think that this is one of the best readings I've done for a sign of the zodiac for 2015. I think it's going to be wonderful for you. I really, really do. It's really just all steam ahead to me on this reading. Really, really good reading. I'm so happy for you guys. So guys, that's the end of your year ahead reading for the year 2015. I wish you much joy, much luck. I wish that everybody gets what they want, because everybody deserves to have what they want. Everyone deserves to have a great life, a great time. But remember, having a great life and a great time a lot of the time comes down to you and how you view you and how you put yourself out there. It's all down to you, and that's what these cards and this reading, I believe, are saying to me. Definitely, and I hope it's saying it to you. So guys, I'll be back with your next reading, and that'll be your Law of Attraction Tarot reading for 2015. That'll be whereby I'll be putting out, I think it's going to be about 3 cards to represent, no, I think it's about 4 cards to represent 2015, and this is all looking at what potentially you could be attracting in from the universe. So guys, I will see you on that reading. And also, just to let you know, if you've been asking me about personal readings, I'm in the process of setting up my website at the moment. That will be set up very, very, very soon. Once that's set up, I will send a link, and you can send me an email and we'll arrange a reading for you. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.